In 1960, the 13th Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò of Yoruba land cut his teeth as a politician when he became a foundation member of Action Group, the dominant political party in the Western region, and was elected the party's parliamentary leader of opposition at the Federal House of Representatives. The crisis in the Action Group, which pitched Samuel Ladoke Akintola against his leader, was not only a sore point in his colorful political life, but a reversal of gains which characterized the exemplary leadership of Awolowo Akintola premiership. 23 years after his death, Oyo State University of Technology Ogbomosho was renamed Samuel Ladoke Akintola University of Technology to keep his memory alive. Western Spring Television identifies Samuel Ladoke Akintola as a major character in history.
Turn it up! It's the Wild Wild West, and Western Spring Television is pulling out all the stops to make sure that you don't miss out on every of the fun and happenings around you. Yup, we've got you covered because your girl got all the juiciest tidbits and entertainment news from around the world. Cross over to the chocolatey side of entertainment. Join me, Chocolate Cassie, on Eccentric as we take you into every bit of the juiciest news, fashion, music, movie updates, and other trending conversations. Together on the show, we'll get personal with your favorite celebrities via phone call, Zoom, or even live here in the studio. Eccentric will be shown on your TV screen on Western Spring Television, channel 190, only on Star Times.
Western Spring Television. Ours it is.
And here we go once again, the very last edition for the week. It's always exciting to know that there is a Friday of every week because, yeah, at least I can take a breather. But by and large, it's always nice to know that you're there. And we'd like to say good morning to you wherever you are viewing us from because it is morning right here. And welcome to Morning Spring from your very amazing television station, Western Spring Television, the station that says it as it is. Quite a whole lot to happen and quite a whole lot to serve you. As always, it's always a bumper ride. I want to welcome you on behalf of the entire transmission team, as always. Tunde Idowu is my name. It's Irresistible TD on X. Find me out and let's keep talking. Femi, happy weekend in advance. In anticipation. But quite a whole lot to do.
Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, world. It's good to be back here. Femi Ojo is my name. This is Morning Spring on Western Spring Television. Please endeavor to join us on our social media platforms on X, Facebook, and on Instagram. And we are live on our YouTube channel as well at Western Spring Television. Today promises to be very exciting. We head straight to the papers now, and we'll take a short break. When we come back, very shortly, we'll be seeing the stories that have made its way to a major daily report. Then we'll be joined by our analyst. Stay with us.
Thank you for being there. Let's get down to the business of the morning. The papers are here, and we have a couple of them. But before we go into the details, making the rounds from the papers, let's welcome our in-house analyst and policy maker, policy analyst as well. It's a pleasure to always have Mr. Lade Alabi join us. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Tunde. Good morning, Femi.
Good morning,
Nigeria. It's a pleasure to be on the show again.
Yeah.
Let's get down to the business at this moment in time. I'll kick things off from the pages of Daily Independent newspaper for today. And this has refused to die down. It has refused to go. Certificate saga. And quite a whole lot has been said. But I'll take that headline from the Daily Independent newspaper. It has the big bold caption there. It says, Tinubu academic record saga. Atiku asks Obi Kwankwaso to join him in pursuit of justice. A couple of writers associated to that story there, and it says, gives condition to drop fight against President Tinubu, says Fawemi inspired him to go after Tinubu's records. President forged certificate presented to INEC, that's credited to a lawyer there, and LP reject Atiku's offer of collaboration against Tinubu. Atiku harbors deep animosity against presidency. That's credited to the APC speaking there. Mr. Lade, this has refused to go. What do you make of this?
Well, thank you for the question, Tunde. This won't go away until we get to the reasonable conclusion about it.
What reasonable conclusion?
Now, the reasonable conclusion is for the truth to come out. Don't forget, Atiku went to the US to ask the courts there to order the school, which President Tinubu said he went to come out and also swear in the court that truly these documents are of his own. He truly graduated from the school. And, we've been seeing transcript of the conversation that has been going around. Yes, the school said he truly graduated. But the certificate he presented to INEC, it's not from them.
Yeah, it said it was forged.
Yeah, they said it was forged. So it's really a big one. That's why I said it won't go away until we get to a reasonable conclusion. Yes, people from whichever sides of the divide have been, okay, yes, in fact, we've seen a lot of people that said, okay, yes, in the US, when you lost your certificate, you have the school gives you the liberty to print another one on your own. But the school here is saying, no, the certificate he presented is not from the school. And the constitution...
But he attended the school.
But he attended the school.
Yeah.
So the issue is not about him attending the school or not again. The issue now is with the certificate he presented to INEC, which it has been confirmed now that it was forged.
But by and large, do you think Atiku Abubakar has a grouse against Tinubu that he is not dropping this?
Well, I don't think it's only Atiku Abubakar.
It's called Obi and Kwakwanso, and they have rejected him.
Of course, yes.
That offer.
You know what?
Yes.
Don't forget, there is this lady, Ms. Oma, that forged the JAMB result. Yeah. We all came out to fault her. We all came out to condemn her because it's not an act. And it was sad in the disposition of the representative of Chicago State University that day, that he said forging is a Nigerian thing. It's really a weighty statement, if you ask me, because the implication of that is that all Nigerians are viewed in the same light. All Nigerians are viewed as forgers. Do you get? Now, if we can all come out to condemn Ms. Oma, if we all can come out, don't forget also, former minister in the Federal Republic, Femi Adeosun, was said to have forged an NYSC certificate and she was made to resign. So if all this had happened and if it has been confirmed that the president forged his certificate, I think the honorable thing is for him to resign.
We keep our fingers crossed.
If it has been confirmed.
Yeah. But sometimes you have to now determine the right word to use if it's actually forgery.
Yeah.
Because one thing is here that, yes, he attended the school, but the certificate presented to INEC is not from Chicago State University.
Don't forget also, Femi.
And it's been said that possibly that it's allowed in the US, at least what we are hearing, that in as much you can confirm that you attend the school, possibly if you need something to just, tender, you can arrange something. So it depends on whoever you're asking.
Forgery is not allowed in Nigeria's constitution. It is not allowed. Yeah. And also don't forget there are issues of age, issues of gender. It's that's why I said Tunde,
it's a lot.
It's a lot. Sincerely yours, and I hope our judiciary in Nigeria, the judiciary in America has given us, okay, this is the road path. I hope our judiciary in Nigeria would not allow its name to be tarnished again. Let us look at this from from the eyes of the law. Enough of technicalities. Has he committed any offense by the law? If yes, let him go. If he has not, please let Nigerians know why he has not committed any offense and let him move on.
When you say yes, let him go, that will be for the court to decide.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Courts now, because that's the only...
That will be the wisdom of my lord.
My lord, sir.
Yeah.
I would just, the last thing I will probably ask you here concerning this is, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar said he's taking this to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
He's about 70, close to 78. If the Supreme Court does otherwise and says, no, this is intact, what do you think this will portend for the political career of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar?
Well, for me, I don't think Atiku Abubakar has anything to lose again.
So probably he's trying to play, if it's not me.
If it's not me, then it should not be you. And as a matter of fact, I viewed both Atiku and Tinubu as people that only want to become the president just to have the register, just to have the GCFR behind their names. They are aging already, they are old, they are both old. And as a matter of fact, Atiku is someone that I do jokingly tell people, what I know about when they call it, okay, Femi has a country home, his country home should be in Elisha. But Atiku's country home is in Dubai. So he doesn't.
I don't know. I know, maybe somewhere in Adamawa, they call him the Waziri of Adamawa.
Waziri of Adamawa, yeah. But how many times does he stay in Nigeria? Okay. That's the question you need to
know. We have to answer that.
Moving on quickly, other stories still making the round from Daily Independent newspaper for today. Why Nigerian airlines can't survive on international routes by aviation experts. So that means it's scary to fly a Nigerian airline on international, but probably, I hope there's no traffic in the air.
It's not lonely up there.
Then coming further down here, Sex scandal. DSS confirms arrest of Unical's professor. Other stories. Casino University. Senate summons security chiefs over kidnap of female students. Please, not just summoning them, but please, the needful should be done. NDIC pays 1.084 billion naira to 29,573 depositors of closed MFBs and PMBs. Pensioners beg Tinubu to offset 33 billion naira Nigeria Airways severance package. And Nigeria's active mobile subscribers hit 220 million. And that's credited to the NCC. But I thought we were just 200 million. This is about 220. So virtually all Nigerians hold a mobile phone now.
Well, of course, we have a couple of people that hold more than one line. Someone using this yellow network, green network, white network, So it's not all about the 200 million people having
it's
mobile
not
phones.
a spread.
It's not a spread. It's some people having.
It's people have multiple.
Of course, yes. Even our political class holders, they are culprits in this. Many of them have the line that you can access, and they have lines that are always to the PAs and the SAs.
Right. He knows so much.
Right. What did you say? I don't know about that, please.
On the top strip of the same daily, Ganduje warns Rivers APC stakeholders not to overheat the polity. Group says Wiki is leader of APC PDP in the states. That's it. Should I say dual citizenship or both parties?
No, that's what
leadership.
That's what Fela called confusion breakable in his song.
Supreme Court to decide Nnamdi Kanu's fate, December 15. Why IPOB is agitated by Simon Ekpa. These are some of the headlines making the round from the pages of Daily Independent newspaper for today.
All right, we head straight to the Daily Sun. The Daily Sun for today. CSU certificate saga. No retreat, no surrender on Tinubu, says article. All right, that reminds me of that legendary Chuck Norris's film.
No retreat, no
surrender. Well, a couple of riders here vows to continue fight until Supreme Court rules. Pays tribute to Gani Femi for starting battle against president's certificate. You are a serial election loser. That's coming from the APC. Right, and the bold picture there. Members of Ogun State branch of Nigeria Union of Teachers NUT in March past, marking World Teachers Day at the Eagle Square, Abuja yesterday. Around the inset as the members of Nasarawa State NUT as well. Economic hardship to worsen as Abuja filling stations shut down over liquidity crisis. Others. Queues return at fuel stations. World Teachers Day. Tinubu promises better days as a Ekiti teacher emerges best in Nigeria. Congratulations to her. CBN mom as World Bank adopts Nigeria Africa's worst performing currency. How so? Tribunal opposed election of Nasir Idris as Kebbi governor. Trade, Germany contributed 3 billion naira to Nigeria's economy in 2022. Envoy, that's 3 billion naira to Nigeria's economy. But if we switch it to the other side, how much have Nigerians contributed to the German economy? Possibly, even if it's only people that want to japa, as we see it at the other side. Because Germany is saying they are spending 3 billion euros. Okay, we should interrogate how much Nigerians are spent at the other side as well. Sending summon security chiefs over abduction of university students. NJR, EFCC seeks legislation on unexplained wealth. This is where I bring in JJ. NJR, EFCC seek legislation on unexplained wealth. You buy that?
Oh, well, yes.
You should be able to explain how they make the money they said they have.
Every time we mention the Sena climbs, every time we want to, citizens want to compare Nigeria with other countries, but political leaders pick what favors them from other country. Recently, video of a former governor of Anambra State in America, was trending on social media. He was walking alone on the street in America with his pets. That's the life over there. Nobody worship you. If your take home every month is 100,000 naira, you should not be living the life of 500,000 naira, for crying out loud. Where did you get the money from? See, if we are truly serious about this issue of fight against corruption, we should be able to go into this full blown. As a civil servant, your monthly pay is 500,000 naira. What are you doing with property worth 5 million naira? And you have not taken loan. You don't have extra job you are doing. Where did you get the money from? As a political holder, your monthly earning is 250,000 naira. What are you doing with property worth 50 million naira, for crying out loud?
Or push car.
It's really terrible, and they flaunt these things on our faces. And the funniest thing is we celebrate them. Oh, I love you, my senator. Oh, the working governor. Where did you get the money from? Where are the monies coming from? How did you arrive about all this money? No, we care less. In as much as they can, just give us stipends, give us 2,000 naira, 3,000 naira, share congos of rice in the name of palliative. We are good to
civil servants and political office holders. How about people who run their private businesses?
Of course, yes, we should look into that.
How do you determine, or the EFCC, okay, maybe there will be a framework to how that will work, but then how do you determine if the only thing you know about someone is just a shop, a barbing shop, and the person is living a kind of life we call la vida loca, but he has a private business? How do you determine that? Who will tell EFCC, or will EFCC be looking for people that are living beyond their means?
Okay, so now, aside EFCC, it is sad that we don't have proper record in this country.
I mean, database.
Database. Yeah. And that's one of those things that makes the European feels we are people of no history when they came. We have been living our lives before they came. That's why they will tell you it is whoever discovered River Niger Mungo Park. River Niger has been there. People have been living there before River Niger came. Now, my point, that why I make mention of that, is that we don't have proper record. Aside the fact that we've lost our morals, before everybody see the issue of security as a collective responsibility. Okay, I see this person is not doing the right thing, I report to the police. That's the way people live outside there. And also, because the intelligence agents always have an eye on everybody. They don't necessarily need to come on your street. They have someone around you that monitors you. So the moment they see, okay, what is the worth of this barbing shop this guy owns? What is the worth of the life he's living? Of course, they are on your case. And the funniest thing is, they don't do media trials. They don't assume that you've stolen. What they do is do their underground investigation. By the time they come grabbing you,
you have your day.
No. Apparently, you have difficulties in denying.
And that will be all from the Daily Sun for today.
Right. And moving further, this time, let's quickly check out what we have from the pages of the Punch newspaper. The Punch newspaper, everybody's carrying the big book headline that has to do with Chicago certificate. Chicago record. Tinubu betrayed me. I'll fight till Supreme Court verdict. That's credited to Atiku. Tinubu supported Yaradua, PDP in 2007 presidential election, says ex-vice president. Atiku's political career has ended. He got nothing from Chicago Varsity. That's credited to the APC. Okay, and you have the picture of Mr. Vice President with the Labour leaders, I think. And you have happenings from Ogun and also from Anambra there. Okay, you have the headline just below the set of pictures you're seeing there. NUT demands more reform. Teachers to undergo internship. Yesterday was the World Teachers' Day, as commemorated by UNESCO. So I think that was what was happening there. Teachers from Ogun State, teachers from Anambra. And once again, we'd like to say congratulations to all teachers who, in one way or the other, have been able to instill that lifestyle into every one of us who, in one way or the other, you've passed through the tertiary, secondary, and the primary school. But before I go, you're usually between primary, secondary, and the tertiary institution, which was more enjoyable for you?
Well, I think it will be primary.
Primary.
Yeah. You know why?
Why?
Because then you are being pampered. Even though I enjoyed my secondary school days, because of the, for me also, let me use this opportunity to congratulate our teachers, and also as an advocate of, improved pay for them, improved lifestyle. You know, what we do here while we're growing up is only rate teacher, but let their reward also be in this world. You know,
Let it start from here.
Let it start from here. As we know, as we were told in church, that they don't ride cars in heaven, they don't eat chickens in heaven. Let teachers eat good food here. Let them ride good cars here too. So back to your question today. In primary school, I enjoyed it a lot because it was a free education for me. My dad was the PTA chairman of the school, so I was, really? And also in the secondary school, I went.
So you people had your way.
Well, of course, it's one of the deal, as the PTA chairman's son. I had to, and in the secondary school,
Femi, what are you insinuating?
In the secondary school, also, I went to Babakandi school, so it was more like a free education. So, the issue of PTA levy doesn't come in until when I was about graduating from school. So
Nigeria has served you.
Of course, no, that's why I'm always one of the few that are hopeful, and that I'm also talking that Nigeria must be good. Even though what we enjoyed is nothing to compare to what people like Tunde enjoyed and people like you born shortly after Nigeria's independence, enjoyed. But it's still something, and I feel the country can still work, that our children will also enjoy a bit. But all in all, Tunde, Femi, I think we need to do better with our teachers. We need to encourage them. We need to let them live good also. I don't see a reason why a councillor, a governor should be any more than a teacher.
A teacher made a governor in one way or the other. That's right. All right. And Tinubu approves 25,000 naira monthly grant for vulnerable pensioners. How do we determine who are the vulnerable? All right. And the red strip.
It is laughable, Tony, that we are moving around the circle of 25,000 naira.
At this point
this money is meaningless in today's Nigeria. It doesn't buy you a bag of rice.
Lagos Abeokuta Highway remains a death trap. Motorists lament. And disregard request for my impeachment. Ayeda Tiwa writes CJ. That's another seasonal movie that has refused to go. On the top strip of the Punch newspaper, still, depot deserted as petrol landing cost hits 720 naira per liter. Where are we going? Those of us whereby we are even praying to get cars. 720 naira per liter. What will now be the pump price by the time it gets to the filling station?
Of course, he is expected to buy it for around like 800 naira, depending on you. So this is the way it works. For states that are close to Lagos a bit,
yes,
they can buy around, if the landing cost is 720, add the transport, everything, maybe 780, 800 naira. But the state in the far north, Maiduguri, Taraba, Adamawa, they should be ready to buy above 800 naira. And that's just the sad reality. That's the sad reality. Not until we get serious. See, it's just sad that, everybody celebrated when the announcement was made. What were the preparations? What were the preparations for the subsidies to be removed? We should prepare for this. I do tell people, we've been with this subsidy for a long time. You don't just remove it like that and expect people not to be affected. So it is just sad that most times in Nigeria, we don't think through our policies. We enact those policies before we now, scrutinize it and we now start to reverse. No, that's not the way things work. We try to adjust, or we feel like, Nigerians will adjust. Have we not adjusted? The NLC, have they not been playing us like picky punk? No, they've done that. Every now and then they go to the negotiation table, they tell you, okay, federal government increase our salary. Who is going to increase the salary of the vulcanizer? Who is going to increase the salary of the man that is a carpenter, the bricklayer? Nobody will do that. That's why I'm always an advocate of, let the country work for everybody. If the country works for everybody, we have a reduction of this NLC. In fact, people render NLC useless.
Okay, manufacturers experiencing toughest period in history. That's credited to Manufacturing Association of Nigeria there. Not just the manufacturers, virtually everybody is actually feeling that as well. Works Ministry seeks 217 billion naira to repair 260 roads. I just hope Agumbelewu Road here will also be repaired. All right. That will be all from the pages of the Punch newspaper.
Right, just some briefs on The Nation. APC, The Nation newspaper, The Nation now. APC Atiku Bika over Tinubu CSU certificate. I am filing fresh evidence as Supreme Court, that's one of the writers, and another saying, ex-VP chasing shadows, says President Chicago lawyer. All right, forest crisis. Federal government opens talks with World Bank. Economic challenges over soon, says Wale Edun. Right. 8 killed, a sad one, in Osun communal clash. You could see the pictures of burnt shops, cubicle, motorcycle there. We'll interrogate this further at the other side of this session on this program this morning. Supreme Court to rule on Kanu December 15. 220 million mobile lines active, says NCC. And here, Senate summons service chiefs over rising insecurity. School curricula now to embrace infotech, right? And President extols teachers. That's the President speech. The World Teachers Day celebration. 2 billion palliative cash for Osun still unspent, says Governor. And Tribunal puts Kebbi Governor's Idris victory. That will be all on this session for this morning, the headline segment where we look at major stories. I want to say a big thank you to Ladeji Alabi for being part of the analysis today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We'll go on a short break right now. When we'll come back, the conversation will continue. The communal issues between these neighbors, Ifon and Ilobu, they have always been together. You could tag them as brothers and sisters. Intermarriages have happened. Businesses has usually happened between them. It dates way back. And now skirmishes of issues have been happening. Currently, there is a curfew on ground in the place to forestall eventualities. How did it get here? What step are the police taking? The state government has talked about a curfew. There have been different communities put together to forestall this so that we live in peace and harmony. All these and more we will talk about when we come back from this break. It's the Morning Spring on Western Spring Television. Don't go nowhere. Stay with us.
The Korean War of 1950 to 1953 pitched North and South Korea against each other in response to intrigues by nations beyond their border with different interests from those canvassed by the two brother nations. The Korean War had all the nuances of an external conflict induced by powers that were interested in subjugating North and South Korea. Japan had leveraged on its military power to annex Korea in 1900 and imposed a military union that did not sit well with the citizens. Japan not only lost its war of conquest against Korea, all its powers were obliterated by the effect of the World War II. The end of World War II got Korea divided into two nations along 38 parallel lines by the instrumentality of the United States of America and the Union of Soviet Socialist Republic. The Korean War lapsed into a Cold War when it stopped the prying eyes of external forces into the internal affairs of a nation now divided along its north and southern territories. Western Spring Television identifies the Korean War as a major event in history.
Can you imagine the feeling when you get your news as the break with facts and clarity? Our news are reported as it is.
In Africa, and all those who masterminded the way it happened, we have to pay a price.
Enjoy Western programs, projecting culture and tradition to the world. Brought to you as the break and recapped every hour for your update.
Fellow Nigeria, how to improve your welfare is of paramount importance to me.
Produced and brought to you in a unique way never before seen.
Western Spring
And Western Spring Television. Television is coming home in your color and culture.
Where is your go-to destination for quality content on TV? Stop the search and catch us live. Western Spring Television, channel 190 on StarTimes. We take pride in delivering top-notch programs that keep you glued to your screen. From juicy entertainment gist to engaging current affairs programs, politics, exclusive news, sports, drama, gossip, music, and hey, your kids are not left out. These are available in English and Yoruba languages. Also get exclusive premieres, captivating documentaries, and thrilling live events only on Western Spring Television on StarTimes channel 190. It's either you laugh, learn, giggle, dance, or shout on Western Spring Television. It's no boredom zone. We are value driven. So catch us live on Western Spring Television on StarTimes channel 190. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. You can also subscribe and live stream our programs on YouTube. Your television experience just got better. Western Spring Television. Us it is.
Sports is a culture on its own. It has its own language, its own people, with their own way of life. The world of sports is never void of actions, stories, dramas, and scandals. I guess you need a sports show that can walk the walk and talk the talk.
On this show, we answer all your sporting questions. The whens, the whys, the wheres, and even the what ifs. Sports Spring is that show that will give you that new lease of life you've been looking for in sport journalism. Join me, Joseph Atewe,
And your sports Amazon, Nengi Ernest.
On this station, Western Spring Television, channel 190, only on Star Times.
Let's talk.
All right, you're welcome back on the program. The conversation now, just like we earlier briefed you, will be about matters arising between these two communities of Ifon and Ilobu. Yeah, and it's not entirely new. There's been this back and forth, communal clash, to call it what it is, between these two neighbors, really. And they have been together for quite some time. Of course, as neighbors, things will always happen that will make maybe one camp or the other camp uncomfortable. If we can just take it back a bit, it's about a land dispute. Firstly, it dates back, years and years ago. But then in recent history, it's about the fact that there is a land on one hand, like built for a particular project by the military, that was later, talked about, that was later, let go. But then there has been this uneasy calm in that place. Just like a few weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, there was a curfew, that was placed by the state government to forestall any eventuality, bad and sad eventualities, just to have relative peace in the land because of some uproar, people that are comfortable on the Ilobu side and people that are uncomfortable because of what is happening on the Ifon side. And later that died down. But just a few days ago, this communal clash rear is ugly head again. And according to different dailies, many figures were given. There's discrepancies in the figures, by the way. Some reporting 2, some recording as high as 8 persons possibly were feared dead in that communal clash that happened. Some have alleged stray bullets from the police, killed some persons. We have seen different pictures and videos, especially online, attributed to that particular situation. And the state government has to swoop in again to say this must not continue. And, place the curfew again, to forestall this same eventuality from happen, bad one, by the way. And we'll be interrogating the matter today. What has led to these issues? Many persons thought the last has been had the last time the last curfew was placed there, so that everybody will just, go about their normal businesses. And there are issues in court. There are committees that have been set up from the state government. Many eminent persons are in that committee to say we are working on the matter. Everybody should just pipe low and stay peaceful with themselves. But then sadly, this thing happened 2 days ago, and many persons were running helter-skelter, scampering for safety. But then we interrogate the matter today. In fact, speaking very firmly yesterday at the Ipade Mole by the state governor, Atimola Adeleke, yesterday, a public and government accountability program that was held at the state capital yesterday, the governor spoke firmly and said everyone, every stakeholder on the matter should just allow peace to reign. And I have spoken to the military, together with the men of the Nigerian Police Osun State Command, to do the needful on the matter. He was very firm, categorical when he said, because nobody has, the leeway to just cause confusion in the state, albeit these two communities. We will be talking with one of the stakeholders who is also a journalist, who is from that axis, Mr. Jare Tiamiyu, this morning. And on phone, he joins us on phone right now. Mr. Jare Tiamiyu, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, good to have you here.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
We had you on this program a couple of weeks ago and to talk about the same matter, and we thought the last has been hard. We thought peace has returned to these two communities, and just like a day or 2 days ago, hell was let loose and things got bad again. What happened?
Yeah, thank you so much. You know, the last time we were speaking, I said that the two communities should sit down and find solutions to this matter. And I also postulated that the government must also intervene. I think what happened in the recent times, in the last 48 to 72 hours, was as a result of killing of two persons. One did not die, but one died immediately around Bere area. However, after that, a lot of issues have happened. Several displaced individuals from the two communities. There are about 5 areas or more than that, from we're saying to Council Road, to Akuparo Road, to Ganga, to Bere, and then those living around Papa area have all been displaced. Several houses burned. But when you look at all this and you ask, why did this resurgence again? Or say that right steps were not taken by critical stakeholders. When I say critical stakeholders here, I'm referring to the security agencies and also the government. So I think if we look at everything that has happened in the last 48 to 72 hours, as I said on one of the radio programs yesterday, I think the government is supposed to have done better. However, yesterday, after the governor spoke very firmly, you know, in his story very sternly, and told the whole world and the stakeholders around the communities that he will not tolerate any further destruction of peace or whatever from whoever is behind this problem. And after that statements were made by him at Ipade Male, things went down. And I also got to know that later in the day, I was supposed to be at the meeting, but I was not opportune to. The governor met with all the stakeholders. I mean, the people from Idowu, the people from Ifon. Ilobu was there, the head of the community of Ifon, I mean, the regent was also there, and there were some stakeholders. This is the kind of meeting that we have been expecting for about 2 weeks ago. You know, we know these people. This is a perennial crisis. It's your cause, you know, at different points. Let me take you down the memory lane. In 2005, there was a crisis between these two communities. The then governor, former governor Olawoyi, invited the two kings, spoke to them very sternly, spoke to them in a way that, you know, addresses their senses, and told them that if you continue this way, I'm going to deal with both of you. I'm going to deal with all these stakeholders. And he asked them to sign undertaking. That was done, and that ended the whole issue there. In 2014-13, there were kind of issues around calls among the community, and then the former governor also intervened immediately. I mean, the government, and I'll call the two community leaders, the kings and their leaders, to come and what is exactly the problem. He spoke to them very sternly, and that put the whole matter to rest. In 2021, when there was this kind of issue between Idowu and Ifon and Erin, the then commissioner of police called the three communities, Ilobu, Ifon, Erin, and to the police headquarters in the presence of a journalist and every other person, and told them that this matter, we do not want it to continue. Find an end to it, find a solution to it. And I want to tell you that was the end of the matter. The governor then also had a meeting with the leaders. And this is the best way to solve the crisis. If you speak to this side, you speak to this side on one side, and this other side on the other side. You need to bring them to the table, tell them what the state wants, tell them what, and then I think the meeting head to the governor, kudos to him, yesterday. I think that will bring the matter to rest. However, after the meeting, I also got report this morning that no fewer than 4 houses were burnt overnight in Ilobu. I have not heard from the people of Ifon, because I have friends across, I speak with people across the board. So I can tell you that this morning, no fewer than 4 houses were burnt overnight, despite the security, the peace meeting that was held yesterday. So which means the security, the police, supposed to have taken over those areas. This is not a very big area we are talking about, with less than 100 police officers and then few vehicles who will be able to take over these areas. It's not too big, but the police were not there overnight. We know there was a peace meeting, but the security is supposed to be on ground. The military or the police, even the police is enough to be on ground and patrolling these areas that I've just mentioned. We know this area is not a very big, very wide area that they can say they cannot police. So that is exactly what we are saying. The lapses from the police. There was a curfew over 2 weeks ago, but I can tell you that nobody was implementing it. Nobody was enforcing it. And then when there was a curfew and nobody was enforcing it, first day, second day, third day, people believe that this thing is not effective. They go their own way. And that is why people can start perpetrating issues overnight. So I think that is the issue for now.
All right, you just hinged that you heard that 4 houses were burned overnight. Was this news from a credible source?
Sir?
How credible
is that news of 4 houses being burnt overnight?
Yes. I can say that the immediate past president of Ilobu Development Union called me to inform me. He did not even know that I will be on radio. I will be on the program this morning. The present vice president of the community, I called him to confirm it, and also told me that that is what happened. And another ESCO of the Ilobu Development Union also spoke to me shortly before I came on here, and he told me that. She was trying to give names that one of his family members called him around 1 a.m. that a house very close to his was on fire as at that around 3 a.m. this morning.
All right.
So those are the people that I got the information from, and I think these are the stakeholders in the community. The vice president of Idowu Development Union, as we speak today, the immediate vice president, and one of the ESCO. These are the people that told me what happened overnight.
All right, Mr. Tiamiyu, by and large, let's come back a little bit at this point in time, and quoting the regent of Ifon, Chief Babatunde Oyetunji, in a statement by his media aide, that's Mr. Mufutau Muhyiddin. He has accused the people of Ilobu of attacking Ifon. Is this the genesis of this new crisis? Or what do you have to say concerning this?
Yes, why I do not want to say what they said is right or wrong, I think there was also a statement written by the PRO of Ilobu, Mr. Tairu Babatunde, because I'm not the actual PRO, I'm the deputy PRO. So the statement he also made, I also saw it. But what I am saying is that 2 persons were shot on Tuesday morning. And then this is exactly what led to the crisis. I don't know who shot these people, but what we are saying is that when there were killings the other time, what were the investigations conducted by the police? When there are issues the other time, the issue of Okana area in Lubu and others, the police, what was the investigation conducted? If there have been issues, there have been arrests, these things will have served as deterrents to other persons. But, when they see that nobody was arrested, nobody would, I'm not saying people were not arrested from this thing. People that were arrested, what have been the issue, what have been the investigation. I think these are the issues that we should be talking about. I know the police have been doing well. They have been trying their possible best in the last 48 hours. At least I know several issues they have been going there, deploying men to that area in the last 48 hours. But this is what we expected about 2 weeks ago. So what led to this is the 2 persons that were shot. There are different accounts of who those persons are. There was an account from Ifon that says one is from the other one is from Ilobu. But there was another account from the people of Ilobu that says the people that were shot were brought to the palace of Ilobu for the removal of bullets and some other things before they were taken to hospital. And they are saying if they are from Ifon, they will not be brought to Ilobu. So one of them died on the way to hospital, while the other one is still recuperating. I've been trying to speak with the person recuperating, but I think he's still in a very critical condition that he cannot speak for now. So he is the only person that can confirm who the other person is and where he comes from. So when we know where the person in the hospital comes from, and we can also say that because they said both of them are working together at a block industry around Bere. So when he confirms where he comes from and who his other friend that is late now is, we can now know that maybe it is they are from Ifon or from Ilobu. But for now, I don't want to speak on what I cannot verify, because I can tell you 2 accounts are in the public domain.
Mr. Jare, there have been, just like you have said, press releases from both camps, from the Ifon camp, from the Ilobu camp, and these has been about allegations and counter-allegations. Now, let's state it categorically here for our distinguished viewers across the world, that the reason why we're having this conversation is to reach an amiable conclusion, to interrogate these matters so that these issues will die down and then we enjoy a permanent peace in these 2 communities and in all our communities in Osun State and in Nigeria as well. Now, when there are allegations from a side, there is counter-allegation. Now, the state government, in the former curfew that was put in place, it was 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. But in this recent one, it was from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Now, let me ask you, from yesterday, from the last 2 days that this curfew has been put in place, have you seen that the curfew is holding? Have you seen security operatives on ground? And have you seen that their numbers are enough? What's the situation right now in Ilobu?
Yes, as I said the other time, there are security officers on ground to enforce it in the last 48 hours. Though the first one was not enforced by anybody. But are they up to the numbers requested for this kind of thing? The answer is no. Because the number required to cut this kind of thing should be very greater than what we have now. And as I said, if the curfew is on ground and houses were burnt overnight, and the security who are enforcing the curfew are also on ground, who are those people that are burning the houses? Are they spirits? It means there are also people who moved around the areas, who are still moving around, not observing the curfew. So that is why I said that we need more hands on ground for now, at least in the next 1 week, to enforce this and to also ensure the peace around this area. So that a lot of people have been displaced. I can tell you that I have a friend who doesn't live in Nigeria who called me yesterday that his family has left where they are. He's from Idowu. His family has left where they are, and they are now in a hotel in Osogbo. And he wants me to say, okay, is there a service apartment that will reduce the cost of staying in Osogbo, because they are staying in hotel and they say it's expensive, and they want a service apartment that will be at a lesser price. So, which means a lot of persons have been displaced.
All right.
So, if the police want to do, they think we need more numbers.
All right. Pade Mole yesterday, the government spoke, just like I said earlier, very firmly and very categorically, and told everybody to stand down and then allow the government do its work, the community to work, and even had meeting. You have alluded to that with the traditional rulers and critical stakeholders later in the evening yesterday. But then the governor said he has informed military personnel to join this cause, and that anybody that they will get hold of, the person will be dealt with severely. Let me ask you, Mr. Jare, have you seen any security personnel that are military apart from the police in Ilobu?
Let me say that in the last 12 hours, I've not been in Ilobu. I've not been in Ilobu since 5 p.m. yesterday after the program by the governor, because I don't reside there. However, I have not heard a report of military presence in the community. Maybe they will redeploy this money. But what the governor said is very straight. He said the government will take over the disputed areas. And I think that is very important. If the government takes over the disputed area, they cut it out, fence it, give it to, in fact, they can be using it for whatever they want to use it for. I think that will bring the whole matter to rest. And there is, as I said the whole time when I was on this program, there is a case in court instituted by the people of Ifon. They have lost at the High Court. The case is now at the appeal. And I think instead of us resorting to self-help, why not proceed the case and allow it to go down? So I think the permanent solution is what is important now. We know that the two communities can come together. As a person, as a young person, I've been reaching out to some of my young colleagues. We've done it in the past. We've had a reason to do something together in the past. And I think we can also do it. So I've been reaching out to some of my friends that are in the media, that are not in the media, that we have done student journalism together, that we have had reason to meet as program or the other. That as a cause of the discharge of our professions, I mean our duties as journalists or whatever, we have come across each other and we have become friends. I think that is one of the things that we need. So we need permanent solution, and the government must lead the way.
Okay. Now, Mr. Tiamiyu, let's talk about this disputed land. Is it Bere? I hope I got that.
Bere.
Bere. Okay, thank you. What development is on that land that has caused this?
Development over there.
Is there a development ongoing on this land that has caused the issue of this conflict, of this crisis?
I can tell you that 90% of Bebe or Papa are currently farms.
There
no
are
development. No farm.
Farm, okay.
Farmland.
It's a farm.
Oh, okay. Now, please tell us, who is Prince Jide Akinyoye? Who is he? Because there's been an accusing finger that has been pointed at him and his financiers that they are the reason why this crisis has erupted.
Yes. Prince Akinyoye is a prince of Ifon.
Okay.
He wants to become the Olufon.
Okay. That's what you think.
That is the public domain.
Okay.
He is contesting they want to become this Olufon of Ifon, because these two is vacant now.
Okay.
So he has been the one leading some of these agitations and then advocacies for the people. However, he is my very good friend. We do speak. There was a day when this crisis was last time. We spoke for over 50 minutes. I called him on phone. We spoke for over 50 minutes. And then we discussed a lot of things. And he accepted that there are some things that supposed to have been done in another way, which were done in a way that he thought was the best. And he said he wanted to look, he will look into it. But, before this crisis started, when the military, a retired military personnel, not even, who is a friend of Ilobu, came around to Ilobu to look at what they discussed some things with Ilobu, where the army is conceptualized on the project and then what he wanted to do. And then he went to the site that we are talking about. On that night that the man went to that site, he called me, Prince Akinyoye called me, and he told me that it's good that now that Idowu has a chief of army staff, and they want to be oppressing the people of Ifon. I told him that, are you aware of where the project is about to be sited? He said no, but they were told that the military passed through their lands, the land of LSC and Olokada, according to him then. And I said, let's have a discussion, a very peaceful discussion. Let me have the president of the Ifon Progressive Union, let me have his contact. And I will send it to the president of Ilobu to call him and have a discussion with him. But he said no, that they are going to make noise tomorrow, or this and that. I said, no, before we go to press, let's discuss first. And the second day, my attention was just drawn to a protest in form of press conference, because when you are having a press conference, you also carry placards. And then you have a press conference, you see all of them standing, you always stood, and they were holding placards, speaking different things, saying different things about the chief of army staff. And that was what eradicted this issue.
All right, Mr. Jare, yeah, for the want of time, yes, we'd like to interrogate what really happened, but then Mr. Jide Tiamiyu is not here. Yeah. So we'd like to say things that will look like he's casting aspersions.
No, I have not accused him. Personally, I've not said that he was brain behind it.
I understand.
But what I'm saying is that everything I am saying, they are the things that I've discussed before. They are the things that he knows. I've not said he has done anything wrong. But all these things that I said he did, he cannot say he didn't do them. I'm not accusing him. All
right. At the meeting that the governor had yesterday with the traditional ruler, and critical stakeholders, he made a release with a public document now on his social media where he said, that I've just met with leaders from both Ilobu and Ifon, along with heads of various security agencies in Osun State, to address the recurring communal clashes. I've instituted a 24-hour curfew, and the disputed is no more 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. It's a 24-hour curfew now, and the disputed land will now be taken over by the state for development purposes. It went further ahead to say, I've instructed the heads of security agencies to enforce the 24 hours curfew in Ifon, Ilobu, or Kola rigorously, and to take action against anyone found violating it. I've also authorized the use of force if deemed necessary to maintain order. Mr. Jare, before I let you go, when you check these, according to what we are hearing, what we are seeing, most unrestiveness are usually perpetuated by young people. Most of the times. Now, you're a young person yourself, you're a critical stakeholder, you're a person of influence. What step are you taking, concrete times, to reach overboard to the other side, to say, guys, we know one another, why don't we allow this thing to rest so that we have a permanent peace to this one? What critical steps we can do that in a minute, because we have to go?
I think after this, the first one, we were like, let's see what the young person can do first. And I can tell you that there are some of my friends that there's a worker there, by your station, who is a very good brother, and then we have been discussing how we will do some peace building. So the people of the communities, and I'm calling on all of us to first, let's sit down and look at this. If we continue fighting, the question is this: if we are done with this fighting and Ilobu wins, am I going to be given a free land to build my house in that area? No, I'm going to buy it. If you are not a person from Ifon, if Ifon wins, are you going to be given free land to build your house or whatever you want to use it for? The answer is no. You have to pay and buy it. So what is the essence of the fight? What's the reason for all this? If at the end of the day, it is just we are fighting for the kings, as you will say, so if this is exactly what will be the end of the day, end result, why do we need to indulge ourselves into all this? So I'm saying that young persons, all of us must come together, and I think after this, go down, we are going to have a movement of young people that will ensure that we restore peace, restore confidence among ourselves, and then we'll forge a united front ahead.
All right. Mr. Jare Tiamiyu, we'd like to thank you most sincerely for taking time out to be with us, and we want to urge you as well, and with your association, the youths, to please, let's try as much as possible. Let's see how we can restore peace in your own effort, working alongside the elders in the community. We wish you the very best. Thank
you so much, my brother.
Thank you. We'll still continue on with the program Morning Spring right here, and there we've heard from one of the residents, and he's the deputy PRO of the Ifon Development Association. Mr. Jare Tiamiyu is also a journalist and a stakeholder. Ilobu, and he's able to at least give us up to speed as to
and he has spoken in that capacity.
Yeah, what's happened there. So from us here as well, we are praying that please let peace reign there. We continue, and just as you rightly said, let's get to hear from the other side of the divide, and at this time around the public relations officer, the image maker of the Nigeria Police Force, Osun State chapter here, is in the house with us. Mr. SP Yemisi Opalola is in the building. We'll take a short break right now. When we return, let's get to know what security measures and what has been done to restore peace to Ifon and Ilobu. Stay with us. It is still Morning Spring.
Arrested, affected, sound, found. What do we see? What do we say? Flowing from a spring. A fact A to Z. Check and confirm. Ever expounding current events. Traveling down from the business gist to the globally arising happenings, to the sports news, to the bittersweet infos. Guided transmission, even diffusion, vast and fast, detailed facts are fled. Within seconds, nuggets of words that flew across borders are fired. Stories short and long, wrapped in bundles of words, broken and dissected as it is, except misheard. This is the news as it is.
Evelyn Ohiole,
Hi.
King Eve. How are you today?
I'm good, I'm fine, I'm alive.
I really feel like she's not giving the right answer to the question. When one asks you, how are you? And you said, you're saying, I'm alive. It's very annoying, seriously. How are you? I'm fine. I feel I'm fine would be the right answer instead of I'm alive. Not that I asked you if you're dead before.
Go and check all these 14-year-old, 15-year-old, 16-year-old, everybody, they are extraordinarily sexually active.
I feel is being unnecessarily hyper when it comes to the issue of sex, because we talk about other topics and it feels so reserved. It really doesn't have anything much to say when it comes to other stuff. But when it's the issue of sex, I believe it's being unnecessarily hyper. That's when I have to pick an issue with him. I mean, it's just being unnecessarily there when we're talking about sex. Just like a child, his mom just got him his favorite chocolate or ice cream, very happy, doing as though if he doesn't have sex for a day, he's going to die.
When it comes to finance, women also support their husbands financially. You need me emotionally. You need me spiritually.
Cassie is an amazing person, but I hate what they too much attaché to that gender. I need you spiritually, I need you mentally. I can get these things anywhere with money. If you go by the topic was, who does marriage favors the most? You know how many jobless women they marry every Saturday? They are saying it favors you, favor. Are they vague so?
Growing up, when I was in the world, we've heard of
Who are you now?
Well, MC Too Much said, he likes saying when I was in the world. And the last time I checked, well, it looks a bit innocent, facially, but deep down, is actually out of this world. We're all in the world now. As long as you're alive, you're in the world. So, MC Too Much, I beg when you talk about that. I don't want to hear that. Next time you talk about I kiss my words.
I think they have a problem with you saying ladies are champion, and that's the problem. Always trying to attach too much importance to that gender.
It's giving insecurity, it's giving low self-esteem, it's giving a blatant display of egoism. Because at the end of the day, a man who is secured in his words, a man who is confident of who he is, will not really be disturbed as to whether women are being referred to as champions or not. I mean, at the end of the day, Joseph's a really great guy, but whether he likes it or not, women are champions.
All right, welcome back. And it's still Morning Spring right here from Western Spring Television. If you are just joining us, we'd like to let you know that you can get to say a recap of this program on all our social media handles, on Instagram, on Facebook, on X, and on YouTube. We are live at this moment at Western Spring Television. And earlier we were joined by a journalist, a stakeholder, and who is from Ilobu, who has been able to help us out to ascertain what has been happening over the years, but of recent, it has been burnings and killings and destruction in Ifon, Ilobu. Why this crisis? What has happened? But by and large, security agencies have stepped up their gear to really curtail this unnecessary, unneedful act that has been going on in this community. And we want to get to know what steps have been taken. As much as we heard Mr. Governor yesterday speaking tough, let's get to hear from the spokesperson, the image maker of the Nigeria Police Force, Osun State Command, SP Yemisi Opalola Olawoyi. Good morning to you, ma. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me this morning.
Good morning. You're welcome.
I'm happy being here.
Thank you. Where are we? When I say where are we, I know Femi might say we're in the studio, but by and large, concerning what is ravaging Ifon, Ilobu, what has been happening thus far? What has the security agency, the police command, seen? What have you done at this moment?
We have done a lot of things, even before now. We have never relented on our efforts to ensure peace reign in those communities. As we know that the primary assignment of police is to protect lives and property, and which we are not going to shy away from our responsibilities. And we are doing that very well.
Right.
Especially under the leadership of the present Commissioner of Police, Osun State Police Command, CP Patrick Ndilunge, PSC. Immediately, even before the problem happened, when we were emphasizing, from our intelligence, we were being able to, to have some meetings when we were hearing some information here and there. Before it really happened, we have gone, the Commissioner of Police went to have meetings, series of meetings with the stakeholders in that environment. Both the kings, the chiefs, the youth, all the leadership, the stakeholders. And he has been able to even inform the governor about the situation. And what they promise the command is that there's not going to be any problem. I'm talking about the first. Is that one, the one of last month. And it was unfortunate that we now saw what happened again. And when it happened, that little one happened the other time. There were series of meetings again, and peace meetings, with the stakeholders again, where they felt sorry for what happened, and they promised that there is not going to be any problem again. But it's unfortunate that this that happened really happened. And immediately it started, the commissioner did not wait. He swung into action immediately, and he sent his men, the people, the men of the police of this command, from various sections, units, the tactical sections, the conventional ones, the PMF, everyone swung into action. But unfortunately, as they were going, some of our men were going, to where they can be able to help the situation. Some of them, some people have already ambushed them.
Men of the Nigerian Police Force?
Yes. Some people, I don't know, some unscrupulous elements, now, ambushed our men.
Where?
Around, I wouldn't say where, but in the zone where like I can say in the warring, crisis zone.
I asked where. Is it the Ifon end or the Ilobu?
I wouldn't know.
Okay.
But
on their way.
On their way. I wouldn't want to take side of any, because our interest is to ensure that there is peace in the two communities. I wouldn't apportion blame to anyone.
No.
What I know is that those people that doesn't want peace, those are the people that did that. So our men were attacked, and they shot 4 of our men. They shot them, even seized the police vehicle from them. Police, we are civil in nature. When we are going for such operation, we are not planning to go and shoot anybody, to maim anybody. What we are interested in is to ensure there is peace. So on that note, that was the reason why we prepared the way we prepared, because we were not emphasizing any war. We were just thinking, we want to tell them there must not be any war, any crisis, between the two communities. So we quickly rushed our men to the hospital, and unfortunately, they took hold of the operational vehicle and they burnt it. I mean the police operational vehicle. Now, we came again, we cannot, because of that, say we are going to stop. There was reinforcement of men.
There was no fatality on your side.
No,
you didn't lose anyone.
We thank God. But some are
injured.
But we just thank God. So they are
recuperating.
Yes, in the hospital. Now we re-strategized, and the police, the commissioner of police now sent some other people, because we want to ensure that peace reign, that calmness, returned to that place. So that was how we started, and this thing was escalating. We cannot say we are civil, like I said. We cannot say let us be shooting anybody, because we don't want to have more things. What we want is for nobody to die. We don't want any fatality. We don't want anyone to be injured. We want everybody to be safe. That is our primary, thought. That's why the way we went to the place. Now, as it was going on, this thing was making, becoming a little bit, uncontrollable. So the commissioner of police now sent, he has to report.
It was when?
It was,
This was when?
That was the second day.
Okay.
And he has to, even before the second day, when he saw that it has gotten...
Of this recent one?
Yes, this one.
Okay.
On the very first day, that even they shot at the policemen. He quickly told the IGP about it, the AIG and the IGP about it. Asked for reinforcement from other tactical sections from other states. And we were given men from like 4 PMF, Ibadan, from other PMF, you know, what I say, what I mean by PMF is mobile.
Mobile police.
Mobile police.
Okay, force.
Yes. So, and they joined. We didn't stop at that. Because we used to work in synergy with other security agencies.
Right.
You know, as the mother of the internal security agencies, you know, when it comes to internal security, police is the lead agency. So, and we used to work in synergy. You know, we have very good relationship with other security agencies. I mean, those ones are government security agencies. So the Commissioner of Police now co-opted all of them. The civil defense, the immigration. If you are watching their record of yesterday, when they were, you know, when the pressmen were there, you will see that all of them were present in that place. The Hamin and everyone. So that was to give a helping hand so that we can jointly see that we quell the, you know, the problem. So, and we thank God that everything now came, you know, to normalcy. At least relative peace is in that place now. And we don't, and we thank God for the action that the governor, you know, the government took to, you know, for imposing curfew. That has helped a lot. And even, you know, taking over the disputed land. I think that's a good one, because nobody will be able to fight for anything again, because since the government has, I do all these things, make the situation to calm. And we are not even stopping at that. We are still watching. And you see that, you will see our men still in that place. And will not leave the place.
Oh, you have men still in the force? Still. Because I know the caller we had said the presence of police force is not. They've not.
Let me tell you. Sometimes when you see, they say it's scanty. Yeah. You see some uniformed policemen. Okay. You see some people that were not. Because we have to put our intelligence, you know, at place. You know. When you don't have intelligence, how do you know if they want to do anything again? And if they are seeing people in uniform, you know, some people that want to plan anything will not want to plan it. They may go to somewhere else to do their planning. But if we have some people in plain clothes, they may not even recognize them to be police officers. So when they are planning, they will be able to know whatever they plan. So in order to foil whatever evil plans that anybody may have.
SP Olawoyi, you have talked about that you've had reinforcement from other units. Yes. Of course, mobile police officers. Yes. And when one sees a mobile police officer, you know there is a mobile police officer. Yeah. But we've had people tell us, a caller we spoke with earlier said, we don't have enough. We have spoken to the fact that maybe there might be some in plain clothing. But then the thing is, sometimes the appearance of the uniform scares even people that want to wreak any havoc away. Now, when people don't see these many uniform away, for some, they don't, when people in uniform are around, they wouldn't want to foment trouble. For some, it brings confidence that, yes, we are safe. Now, when you don't have these men around, how do you want the people to have the confidence, knowing fully well that we are talking about a curfew situation? There has to be some enforcement, because there have been allegations that the first one that was done wasn't properly enforced at all, that people just went their normal duties. And secondly, we heard that overnight, some houses were burned. SP, how could that happen in the middle of a curfew?
You say, this night?
Yes, overnight.
Okay. Since you have informed us of that, but, you know, let me tell you something.
In Ilobu.
But you must also realize that some people are there that doesn't want peace to reign. Some people blow some things out of proportion. Like the other time, I mean the one of last month, you will recall that I put out a you know, a press release, a release to, you know, to disabuse the mind of people on what some people were saying, because that time they said even the palaces were burnt. Palaces, the other time, I mean last month, they said the palaces of the two communities were burnt that time. And whereas there wasn't any palace that was burnt. You know, some people...
You confirmed that? No palace was burnt at all?
No palace was burnt. Even up till now, go to the palaces, there was no palace that were burnt. You know, but, you know, some people will even sit down in their house and they will be telling you what is happening even in Okefia. Let's assume this is my house. I will be sitting down here. I don't know, some people just, you know, they just have a pleasure in just cooking some things. They will say even if you get to Okefia, you will see 10 herbs that is rolling on the ground. Whereas when you get to Okefia, you will see that there is nothing that happened. And that is why we are trying to work on some things that we, you know, that we make some people that are giving false informations, false, you know, this malinformations, you know, those people that are giving fake news, we have to nip that in the bud. Because, you know, but what I'm saying is that we have enough men on ground. We have, people should not be agitated. People should not be apprehensive. I'm telling them that we have enough men on the ground. But let me have a pause here a little bit. I want to use this medium to tell the members of those communities and other communities in Osun State to cease from all this, you know, war, crisis. They should know that it doesn't have any advantage on them. Because many people that might have died now, you cannot wake them again. They cannot be with you again. And like I said in a television yesterday, I said, you wouldn't know whether even your destiny lies in the hand of any those ones that you have killed. In the future, maybe whatever you will have become, you have killed it by yourself. And even houses now, to rebuild houses now, when people are looking for food to eat, it's difficult.
I understand. Thank you for that admonition and motivation. We just hope people, all of us, will listen. Well, at this moment in time, can you clarify to us, Ma, has there been any arrest so far?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And can we confirm probably the actual number so that we don't number of dead people within this crisis?
And who are they?
No, we couldn't know where they belong, but we know that some people died. But no, like in fact, the ones that I was able to know concerning this crisis will not be more than, you know, more than 3 people that we were able to record up to yesterday. But you know, it is after the crisis when you are able to assess the situation and you go in, you know, inward to see a lot of things that you may be able to know if there are any other things that happened. You know, it's after crisis. You know, during the crisis, when the thing is hot, you cannot be going to say how many can you see, where are they? You know, because you are not even expecting people to die. Like police are not expecting anybody to die, because like I told you that what used to make us happy is to make sure that people are safe. You know, lives and property is what concerns us. We want them to be safe. So we couldn't be asking how many people die. Are they dying there? Because we are not expecting.
How many persons have been arrested?
No, I cannot tell you that for now. Because we are still on this. We are still making arrests. Like if I tell you that 2 people were arrested yesterday, and even till this morning, maybe more people have been arrested. And I give you, it will be a kind of false information. And so, but I will update you in due course.
Yes, SP. Some have alleged that this recent unnecessary killing that happened, the communal clash, that it was part of the casualty happened from a straight bullet shot by the police.
No, that cannot be possible, because even when our policemen were telling us
effort possibly to disperse mobs, that happened.
If that has happened, they wouldn't have been able to injure the policemen. If police want to do that, there wouldn't have been any reason for them. They wouldn't have been able to wreak that havoc on the police.
Possibly at different places.
Yes, the police and the vehicle of the police. I think I told you about that. And even the second day, of the crisis, 2 policemen were injured again. Would they be, if they had wanted to do that, would they leave themselves to be injured?
SP, I know you're trying to be very careful so that you don't apportion blames to either of the parties, because it must have been certain people from a certain community. Oh, let's leave it at that so that we don't raise eyebrow. But by and large, as at this, when last were you at Ifon and Ilobu, so that you can give us an up to speed of what it looks like.
True state of things, right?
The true state of things right now within these communities.
I would tell you clearly that even up to this morning, our men are still giving situation reports from the place.
Okay.
You know, as an individual, I cannot be everywhere. I'm not a spirit. And I want to tell you that to know how proactive we are, the police is, and how we want to, how active that we are, you will see that yesterday, even the commissioner of police himself came to the scene of the crime.
Yesterday?
Yes, he was there.
Oh, great.
He was there, the ops officer, the deputy commissioner of police in charge of operations, was there. Even with his team. Everyone was there. And if you will see that even the head of the civil defense was there. The DSS, the director of the DSS was there. The immigration, the woman in charge of immigration was there. Everyone went to the scene of the crime. So it's not a thing that they sat in the office and they are giving, at least they have to do the follow-up of the people that they sent to do the work. And when you see your boss even coming to the scene of the crime, will you not want to do the work very well? So right. It's amazing when I see some people, when I see some people giving some information that they did not even see police at all. I say, okay, from where did police got the bullet wounds? Is it in their own houses?
Maybe not seeing them in enough numbers, many numbers. Maybe that's the bone of contention there. But moving on, at the Pade Mole yesterday, the governor spoke and has made mention of that a couple of times on this program. But now that you are here, and he said he has contacted the military to help in this occasion, in this sad event, and that, he said other things. But then many persons are wondering, the chief executive governor of the state, Senator Ademola Adeleke, is the first security officer of the state, by the way. But then many persons are saying, while with the governor beckon on the military to come and help, does that suggest that the Nigerian police, Osun Command, are incapable or they are overwhelmed in this situation?
No, it's not. But any governor, like you said, is the first security officer of the state. And anyone that is in governance will look for any means of ensuring that his people, are safe, that he can employ any means to ensure that peace, total peace, return to a place. Because when they say that they are, like I told you that we are civil in nature, maybe the appearance of other security, like...
But you have your mobile police unit.
But even if we have mobile police units, we are not we are not to shoot. We are not to, and people knows that that we are always there to make sure that we appeal to people. We appeal to the senses. We appeal to them that it's not good, this and that. But they know more that army will not do that. Maybe that is the reason why I think.
But the police will always do the needful whenever the occasion and event.
Yes, we that's what we are doing. Let me tell you, even the army have not come, and we have already made the situation to come down.
Oh, the military men have not
They have
joined.
not even come.
But let me ask categorically, not just taking it out of the governor's mouth. Let me ask you, now that you are here, in this Ifon matter, Ifon Ilobu matter, are you overwhelmed?
No.
You're on top of the situation.
We cannot. We are on top of this situation. We, you know, it's about training. We have been trained for. You will see, even when things are happening in the northeast, you know, in the northeast region, you know, I will tell you categorically that even some things that they sent the armies to do there, they were overwhelmed, and it was police that were able to ameliorate to handle the situation. We were trained to do it. I mean, we don't need to shoot before we get the result of whatever result that we want to get. We have a lot of strategies. So,
SP Olawoyi, before we allow you go at this point, I want us to use this medium as well to pass a message to the warring factions and to the elders, leaders of all these communities. Because once there is development, there is peace, there is total development. And as much as you're passing a word of hope, a word of love, what is the stern warning you as well give? Because if you definitely have to keep pampering, it could cost quite a whole lot. Please.
I just want to tell them that they should not take our simplicity for timidity or for, you know, for cowardry. You know, they should not think that because we are appealing to them that we cannot do. We have been trained for it. But we used to use that as the last resort. We wouldn't want them to see that last resort. We want them to just let us talk to ourselves and, you know, and just take it that way. So they should not see the other side of the police. And I'm just appealing to them. Like I said the other time, there's no reason for killing yourselves. There is no justification for killing yourselves. Because if you look at it, if you are a Christian, you are a Muslim, or you have other religion that you practice, I have not seen any religion that say killing another person is justified. It's not justified by any reason. So please, be your brother's keeper, love your brother. When you say you love God and you are killing your brother, how do you love God? Because that is the handwork of God. You are destroying the handwork of God, and God will not be happy with you. Please, please, whoever you have killed today, you will not be able to return that life again. There is no duplicate to life.
All right. You've been listening to SP Yemisi Opalola Olawoyi, the PPRO, as Police Public Relations Officer for Osun State Command, the Nigeria Police. Thank you for coming here.
Thank you for having me.
And of course, we raised an issue earlier where one of our callers, the person we spoke to, said some couple of houses have been burned. And now that you are aware, we hope you'll be on the matter to see that we don't get to experience this.
Yes.
Okay. Once again, thank you for your time.
Thank you for
having me. I would like to say a big thank you to all our esteemed viewers across the world. Thank you for being a part of this program today and this week as well. God willing, we'll be back next week, Monday, 7 a.m. time it is, to speak about topical and trending issues in the society. Please do follow us on all our social media platforms, on X, on Facebook, and of course on Instagram. And of course, every time this program is up, we are live on our YouTube channel at Western Spring Television. God bless Nigeria. Femi Ojo is my name. Bye-bye.
And from me as well, I'd like to thank you for viewing, and you can get a recap on all our social media handles. To all our guests this morning, thank you for taking time out to be with us. And to the warring factions, please let peace reign. On behalf of the entire transmission team, our director, our producers, the camera team, so thank you for being here. We'll be back again on Monday. Tunde Idowu is my name. At Irresistible TD on X. Thank God it's Friday. We'll see what it looks like. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye for now.
Hello. 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 Testing microphone. Hello. How are you? Hello. How are you? Hello. How are you? Any question of the day? Yeah, it's me. Oni boboxa Olohun Maradona. Oni Shaggy ọkùnrin mẹ́ta aya mẹ́fà. Melanie Pump. Oni ohun mo fi ṣe gẹ̀ yìí pọ̀. Ọmọ tó ń sọ. Oni Shaggy ohun mo fi ṣe gẹ̀ yìí pọ̀. Oni I wanna marry you. Èmi náà ní I will marry you. Oni if I kiss am she go put a ring on it. Only if I she go put a ring on it. Money until I'm slave, you know. Walai, I don't know nothing, no. Money until I'm slave, you know. I don't know. One more time. Money, I'm slave, you know. Yeah, I don't know nothing, no. The baby don't carry belly, she don't get belly.